Yeah, I know, it's unbelievable. Asta summoning his own demon? That is just off the charts awesome. And it looks exactly like him. Oh, sorry, Jack. Sorry, I just had to tell you. Sorry for spoiling ya for the anime. Oh, bye, and wait, you're gonna send a hitman after me? Please don't kill me. See ya. I'm sorry for spoiling it. Bye. Well, I might be dead by the end of the week. So, welcome to One Punch Man. Sorry about that spoilers, but I just had to call my friend before talking to you guys about this. And let's get started. This is One Punch Man chapter 34, and if you're wondering why is this another chapter 134, like this will have like, it's a part 2 of 134, and also I'll be doing part 3 of 134 and not part 135, which is probably just a part 1, so I'll do like the rest of part 1, and probably I'm not going to do like redraws. I'm not reviewing the redraws because I don't really care. So let's get started with chapter 134 part 2. We catch up with Tatsumaki just squeezing Psychos out like just a rag, just squeezing out all the blood, and then like Tatsumaki starts just coughing up blood because it seems like all the power that she's been using over the last few bit has probably just like drained a whole lot of her power. No, wait, not drained her power, just like overwhelmed her entire systems. Like everything about her is just like down to the bare minimum. And then like Fubuki's just like feeling like, oh, my big sister is just like running out of it, is in real pain. And it's just like Psychos realizes that she's losing power, is that she's not really focusing. She uses a smoke screen, which, why didn't she do that? But it makes sense why she didn't do that before, because before she was pretty confident that she would win. But then she used smoke screen to basically make a diversion, and then she turns into a goddamn jet. A monstified jet. I am not kidding. It is literally just a monster jet. Like, it's got mouths, and it's got, like, its thrusters are like two bird heads, just like shooting heat out of it. And you get to see Psychos, like she's wearing like a pilot's mask, and one of her eyes are covered by something. And her plan is to basically fly away and absorb a whole bunch of people into her body, and absorb the flesh and blood of people, and then just power up to come back and deal with Tatsumaki. Tatsumaki realizes that, and also Psychos is using using the same technique that Tatsumaki did to basically hide where she was, and then Tatsumaki basically attacks all of them, while Psychos thinking, ha ha ha, by the time you figure out which one's the real one, I would be gone. And like Tatsumaki just shoots all of them down. And also, by using this technique, she makes a giant barrier around it. It's kind of like the Simpsons movie, which is the best example. And it's just like, you get to see like all the damage that has been done to Z City. Like you see the spire just like twisted, like ground all around twisted. And then like we get an explanation on what the barrier is like. Like we get to see normal barriers and inverted barriers, and then we get to see a double layered barrier, and then you get to see like an inverted double layered barrier, which is probably what this one is. And then like Psychos like fires off a blast at Tatsumaki while hitting the barrier. It looks like it hits Tatsumaki, but then it's another doppelganger, which I think this is kind of like a cheapening. I don't really like this ability. Like, then it's like, I know it's like a stealth move, but come on, I don't like it. Then like Tatsumaki says, found you. But then Psychos gets attacked by another jet, which is Drive Knight. And like Drive Knight says, main goal is to acquire DNA from Psychos and Orochi, which, since like Drive Knight is going against this formation, it's clearly like a god level creature. Like, combined together, it's at least as powerful as Boros was. But I'm probably weaker than Boros, because I'm saying Tatsumaki would lose to Boros. And then we get to see like Drive Knight in this awesome jet. It's like the only real recognizable thing that we see is like his head. So I'm guessing this is like another different form that he has. Then we get to see Nyan, who's basically just trapped in like this cage, which just just have spikes throughout him, and it's basically checkmate. So we know Nyan's still there with Drive Knight, so that's, I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, Nyan is out of the picture, but Drive Knight has him, since we know that Drive Knight is basically either the mad cyborg or is working for the organization who created the G4 and 5. And then throughout this chapter, it's basically mainly a fighter jet fight, which includes Psychos basically being, I'm the highest form of evolution right now, and then Drive Knight has a rebuttal to that, which is the truth nature of evolution is rivalry. And it's just like, that's where the chapter ends, and I just love how they said it. Like, it is technically the true nature of evolution is rivalry. Like, which one has the best adaptations are the ones who will survive and pass on their genes. So I'm guessing I think I know what this means. Like, she is relying on flesh and all that to evolve, while Drive Knight is either a cyborg, which makes me think from the scene, like, he has evolved technologically. Like, that's the type of evolution he's gone down, while Psychos has gone down the flesh, the monsterized lane. And that was it for the chapter. I know it's pretty short, but that was only like part 2. So that's just it. Then straight on to part 3, you have like Psychos and Drive Knight just shooting at each other, just like going up. Like, look at it, kind of actually looks like DNA, which I don't know if that was meant to be drawn like that, like the DNA strand, but it does look like DNA. And like Genos falls down to the ground with the other S-Class, and they basically see, yeah, he's just certainly been damaged, and I do think that he can still probably fight, but he's probably gonna, one more fight and he's probably being taken out, because he just took on a whole bunch of stuff. Then like, then just like a whole bunch, Jonas basically says, we need help up there. Atomic Samurai goes after him, and then like, Pig God throws up a whole bunch of people who he ate. Probably just save them. Like, you have E-Iron, who escaped through his bubble, and like all the powered suit people who were saved, but who weren't killed by a My Mask, which basically is basically canonizing which is making sure the redraw is definitely known, so these people are still around. And it kind of looks a bit disgusting. Yeah, Pig God just throws up these people, and like Child Emperor's like, what the hell? And like Zombie Man was a part of this. I didn't realize it when I first read it, but Zombie Man is there. And like all these people are, and like Child Emperor's like, Pig God, you can't just eat people. And Pig God's like, he's checking on everybody, making sure they're okay, that he just threw up. And then Atomic Samurai comes back. I don't know where he went for a second. I think he might have tried to get up higher to try to fight, but it's like, right now most of these guys aren't really gonna be able to help in any significant way, because they're not really aerial fighters. They are mainly brute fighters, so they can't really fly. Like Atomic Samurai, and like we get a good scene with E-Iron and Atomic Samurai. Like they're like brothers. Like they grab each other's hand and are ready to fight together. And then we cut to the last part of the chapter, which is Tank Top Master basically helping out damage control and like all the A class, B classes and all that. Like they're all around, and like some of the A class and B class ask, how the hell can you lift up so much rubble? And like Tank Top Master, he's an idiot, but I love it. Like he says, it's because of the magic of the tank top. Like this guy is weird. And like they see like a medical helicopter coming in to like, and they're like hailing it down, making sure that a whole bunch of people can easily just land. But then the Drive Knight shoots at the barrier where like Psycho's is trying to escape, is trying to get away. She dodges it, but like it hits the barrier, and it's like shown to like everybody that like the barrier, there's a barrier, so you're not going to be able to get to the central part of the city. And then like, then the best part of this chapter shows up. It's basically like Tank Top Master rips off a telephone line, throws it, and then like grabs hold of one of the wires and just like basically, this basically allows him to get airborne and move pretty quickly. I don't know if this will be able to like get into the barrier, but it'll probably, I hope Tank Top Master does get into this fight, because right now he has no real development, and we need Metal Bat to show up, because he said that he would show up a few chapters ago, and he's headed over. He's probably in the general area, and he's probably just trying to get in. And like Genos gets to a high part of the tower, and then just like we see like Genos has climbed the tower, and it's just like trying to shoot down Psychos' jet form. And then like we see like Moonman Rider just trying to gather the team together, who are basically trying to get people out of there. And it's just like everybody's just trying to help in the best way that they can. Like some of the S-Class can't really help right now, because they just aren't able to like get in the air pretty quickly. Like they could probably climb, but what would they really do? They'd just be in a high place. So they're probably just going to stay on the ground and wait until the cadre showed up. Now, time for chapter 135. This part of the chapter, this chapter is short, but it's probably going to have like a part 2 and maybe a part 3 later on. But it's I already like have the thumbnail is from this chapter, and like we get to see Drive Knight like 5 minutes ago, but like before all this stuff. Like he saw the attack from like he saw like the cut off part of the planet thing, so he's like thinking it would be pretty good to like get a sample of that DNA and maybe add it to my own like equipment. Since he's not a good guy, he's probably a villain. Yeah, he is a villain. And then like he says he doesn't have enough power, so it's true that he didn't have enough power to deal with some stuff, but he did have enough power to like, he like goes to like a wire that's just like creaking out electricity, and he like drains all the electricity from the city and just like powers him up to go into his jet form. Then like the most of this chapter is mainly on like My Mask, and he's like, I couldn't defeat ugliness, I couldn't defeat it. And he's like, we get to see like a shadow of Fura Ugly, and he's just like laughing. And then like My Mask throughout most of this chapter is just like all paranoid, like, oh, do the S-Class know about me being unbeautiful? Do they know about that? Do they know about that? And then like Child Emperor says to like My Mask, hey, do you mind just like holding up the rear? And like My Mask is like, oh my god, this little fucking brat is telling me to shore up the rear. And he's like thinking, if I kill the S-Class, then that means that no one will know about like the shame I have. And we'll get to the Hero Association. It's like his veins are all popping out, and he's like, I need to kill them, I need to kill them, I need to kill them. And then like Ian just shows up and says, "Are you okay?" Because like my master is just all wigging out. And then we cut to Blast. #1 hero Blast. Like the All Might of this series. And it's just like, it's fine now. That's all he says in this chapter. And we get to like see his outfit. It's like, it's a little more bulky than like what we saw in the webcomic. And like in the webcomic, it had like a zipper that was like red. But I'm fine with this one. It looks pretty cool. Unless like Blast had multiple like outfits like All Might in this series, because like All Might is kind of based off Superman and Blast is also kind of based off Superman. But say you could add like All Might and Superman to create Blast. But I kind of like the outfit. It kind of looks like a bit more padding, like a little bit more durable than just like what Saitama wears, which was kind of what Blast was wearing originally. It kind of looks a little bit more sturdy. And we don't know if this is like a what, or we don't even know it, like in this chapter it makes it look Blast look pretty tall, because like my mask is like 5 foot something and like Blast looks like he might be like 8 foot something, because he just looks really tall. Like you see this hand in the background, like a monster hand, but some things I don't really think this is Blast, but I think this might be just like my mask's thoughts of Blast. And that's just like my thoughts. And just like then like my mask is like ugh, and he just like hits his head into the ground, just starts bleeding just so he can snap out of it. And like Ian says, "Hey, snap out of it, you're hurting yourself." And he's like, "Don't worry, yeah, it's my issue, I'm fine." And he's just like, he tells Ian that I really need to focus on the main reason of being a hero, which is self-control, which means that like my mask, there's something with my mask that he needs to control. If you guys seen the webcomic, you know what that is. So that basically gives me the whole chapter. I really liked it. Good chapter. But I really like these sets of chapters, which is just 2 parts of one chapter and 1 part of another. But it's really good chapter. Really good chapters. And basically it does explain some stuff. And I do not believe that that's actually Blast, but I believe that's my mask's thought of Blast. And that's basically it. Have a nice day. This is Web Manga. I'm Agent Manga, signing out.